That is the hardest part of that ring.
For the hardest part of the ring.
Hello and welcome to episode number 14 of Hardest Part of the Ring. This is the podcast where four friends get together to discuss the wonder of professional wrestling. Today I am joined by three of my bestest friends in the world. Hello Sam.
Hello.
Hello John.
Hello.
And hello Brett.
Hello.
Hello. Right, yeah, we're here today because we're going to record a brand new top 5 podcast, and I've got a feeling about this one that it's going to be an absolute cracker. Obviously, we haven't done it yet, but I'm just feeling good vibes.
It's cool. Set the bar high. Set the bar high.
Yeah, it's going to be good. If it's not good and you would like us to refund the £0 and pence that you've spent on this podcast, then please do get in touch. How do you get in touch with the podcast, Sam?
Well, you can email us at hardestpartofthering@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Or you can contact us on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter at hardestpartpod.
Well done. I just surprised you with that.
You handled that very well.
Good work.
Yeah, you almost got me there.
Yeah, you're such a pro nowadays. So yes, if you've listened before, you will know that we have recorded a couple of top 5 lists in the past. Our first one was wrestlers' ring gear. And then we talked about our guilty pleasure wrestlers, so please do feel free to go back and check those out. Today, we're going to focus on a subject that is dear to every wrestling fan's heart, which is wrestlers' entrance music. So we will get onto that shortly. But first of all, I just wanted to say a very quick thank you to everybody who checked out our last podcast, the New Japan Wrestle Kingdom 12 review. That was our first New Japan podcast, and we got some really good feedback. If you listened, you'll know that we had a little competition at the end to win the original Naito artwork. And at the end of this podcast, we will reveal the winner. We'll do a little draw and find out who has won that. So please listen to the end for that.
Exciting times.
Yes. Before we get into the top 5, I think it's probably a good idea if we sort of catch up on some news. It's been quite a news-heavy week, or a few days, really.
Yeah, busy.
Yeah.
There's been wrestling happening.
There has. There's been wrestling. There's been new signings to WWE. There's been injuries. There's been comebacks. There's been all sorts of things. So should we start off with well, it was very bad news, and now we're not really sure what kind of news it is, but Paige.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
She's had quite a horrible year, has poor old Paige.
Yeah.
She has. So she got the stinger injury last week for Sasha Banks. Kicked her in the back, did she?
Back of the neck, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Back of the neck,
yeah.
Okay. And I think that's part of her neck that she's had surgically repaired in the past. But I mean, she's been quite positive, come out on Instagram and said that the comeback is always stronger than the setback. And she actually featured on Raw last night, and they did a little video for the WWE.com where she just said that she wasn't going to be in the Rumble, but the other two from Absolution will be. So we don't really know where we're at.
Did she say that she is retiring on Raw?
No.
Do we think this could be a work?
Do you know what? I really hope it is.
No, surely not. I think it's probably all just dependent on WWE doctors, isn't it? So she might get better from this and be cleared elsewhere, but not by WWE. So I think that's probably why it's ambiguous.
So I'm going to make an early prediction now. This time next year, Paige, Raw General Manager.
Ooh, good shout. Let's make a note of that.
Are we noting down all of my mental predictions? Because one day I'm going to have them back to me.
One day it's going to look great to you.
Yeah.
It's going to reflect really well when you get them all right in a parallel universe somewhere. Second bit of news, another tearjerker. Mr. Sexual Chocolate himself, Mark Henry, has retired.
I thought he retired last year.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of people would say he retired about 6 or 7 years ago.
The thing is, Mark Henry is 46. So really, he should be headlining Wrestle Kingdom next year. That's what you do when you're 47. Apparently, his last match was at WrestleMania 33 in the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Oh,
Really?
I am sad to see Big Mark go.
Yeah. Any
Yeah.
favourite moments of his?
Really?
So, yeah, there was one time when he tried to rip the cage door off and he couldn't, and then someone from the crowd shouted, "I thought you were the strongest man in the world."
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Nice.
And then the time when me and John saw him wrestle the Big Show, where both of them basically just stood still for 10 minutes.
one knockout punch later, everyone goes home.
Yeah.
Was there bear hugs aplenty? Yeah.
Classic in Brighton.
I
Match
thought you'd want to
classic.
bring up. I thought you'd bring up the time that he fathered the hand with Mae Young, which we discussed on the Mae Young Classic episode.
He's had a very up and down career, his old Mark Henry, isn't he? Like some good
Yeah.
bits, a lot of bad bits.
Yeah, a lot of bad bits. I mean, I've pretty much only seen bad bits.
His match with Taker at WrestleMania, I don't know which one, but I think it was a casket match, was pretty good. Remember that being good?
Pretty good.
Yeah. I think they're getting me to write his Hall of Fame induction speech.
Perfect. Well, best of luck to Mark Henry anyway, and whatever he gets up to next. The next bit of news was revealed yesterday. Was it yesterday or today? Maybe it was today, and I'm just losing track of time. But the first inductee and the headline inductee to this year's Hall of Fame, WWE Hall of Fame, it's been announced that it's going to be Goldberg.
They misspelled gold dust.
Yeah. Future Hall of Fame.
His time will come.
Yeah, future Hall of Fame.
Totally.
His time will come.
So does this mean Goldberg isn't going to wrestle anymore, do you reckon?
I don't know.
Yeah, I reckon so. I think he had his like little,
His 5 minutes in the sun.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's it for Goldberg.
Did I think I read, and I don't know how true it is because it was Twitter and it might have just been a joke. Someone saying that like Bret Hart was going to induct him.
I think that has.
I know. I was like, that has to be a joke because he ended his career.
Yeah.
Who knows?
It'd be great
We'll
if
have
he
to wait and
did.
see.
And just as
That'd be
Goldberg
it.
came out, Bret Hart
Yeah.
just run up and just punted him in the head.
I reckon that's just like, if it is, it's Vince McMahon's just one more little dig at Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you're gonna do this.
I wonder who would induct him. Like who? We seem
Dunno.
with a loner. Like there's not many other wrestlers who really associate with Goldberg.
Gilberg?
Oh yeah, oh, that would be great. The ultimate fuck you.
That would be excellent. We'll have to wait and see on that one. And then the next piece of news, which has literally sort of only come in over the last few hours, really. Earlier today, it was announced that Ricochet has joined the WWE Performance Center. Not really much of a secret. We kind of knew that was coming, but that's cool. And then also War Machine. They have also joined the Performance Center. So we don't know where they're going to appear. Are we thinking 205 Live for Ricochet? And...
205 Live, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah.
I hope not. What a waste of
Yeah.
a talent.
Look,
Ricochet, NXT for a few weeks. We'll get really impressive. We'll do really well. We'll get over. Then we'll get injured. Then we'll turn up on 205
Yeah.
Live. And then we'll be back in New Japan after that.
Maybe War Machine will be jobbing to Bludgeon Brothers this time next month.
I
Oh,
think
yeah.
War Machine will do well.
I hope so.
I am worried about
Yeah.
Ricochet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll just have to wait and see. It's pretty hard to tell.
There was a time like with these things where we were like, oh yes, this person's coming to WWE, but now I've fully got into New Japan and stuff. Now I'm a bit gutted to be losing all of those guys to WWE.
It does feel like it's a year too late for Ricochet. Like almost when he was riding the crest of a wave from that Will Ospreay match, maybe that was the time to make the jump.
Yeah. We will have to wait and see. Shall we crack on?
Yes, do it.
Music.
Let's do our top 5 wrestlers' entrance music.
Oh, face first into the apron of the ring. There's very little padding there. A dangerous area. It's not wrestler friendly, I can tell you.
Okay, here we go then. This is our top 5 entrance music podcast. We have limited ourselves initially to purely WWE wrestlers. I know a lot of you now will be groaning and moaning and thinking, damn, my favourite other promotion themes won't be included. We'll probably mention a few of those at the end, and you never know, maybe later down the line we might do a separate podcast for those. But there were just so many. It was just it seemed to make sense to limit it to WWE for now. Like with our other top 5 podcasts, we have each brought 3 choices to the table, and we're going to take it in turns to put our case forward for each track. Each of us have a few backups as well in case there are any duplicate choices, and then at the end we will be left with 12 themes that we will then whittle down to the final hardest part of the ring top 5.
That we will absolutely stand by no matter what, despite what people think about Enzo Amore.
Yeah.
Cool.
So we're going to take it in turns, and I thought the first choice should go to Sam.
Alrighty. Well, I think I've actually gone for the most obvious choice.
Okay.
Every time I hear that, well, I think maybe just play it, if I'm honest.
Yeah? Okay.
Yeah, let's do it.
Yes.
I very nearly put this on my list, but I was like, no. No, I'm not.
No. Iconic, though.
Yeah.
This, to me, is the iconic wrestling tune. This is the kind of music where if I ever drop a plate, if I ever drop a glass or hear a window break, I turn around and think, oh my God, and then get disappointed that Stone Cold isn't it?
Perfect.
It doesn't really matter what comes after the broken glass, really, does it?
No.
Absolutely.
It's
I mean,
like
the
beyond
tune
that,
itself is
it's like,
quite...
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, it's just the... I don't know. There is something about this entrance theme which is just iconic and just special. Like, you hear that glass break and you just know shit is about to go down.
Yeah. It was always great for any run-ins or, like, you know, appearances like that. It was like that everyone popped at.
I think that's the thing for my entrance music, is that I love a tune with a good run-in, kind of just smash into it, and
literally
there's nothing more. Yeah,
good choice. I was convinced, John, that you would have picked this. You say that you hadn't.
I hadn't. I didn't. I don't. I mean, I love Stone Cold. It's my favourite wrestler of all time. I don't know if I like it very much as an entrance music.
No.
I think the Broken Glass is great because it kind of cuts through everything. It's such like a big exclamation point. But then it kind of... The rest of the song, you don't really remember very much.
Yeah, I think that's a fair criticism. I think it is kind of a bit generic after the beginning, but that's...
It's iconic.
Yeah.
That's been the challenge, hasn't it? I've found, is sort of mixing, is trying to get the blend of, you know, an actual good song, but also something that is iconic and memorable and fits the wrestler. So
yeah, absolutely.
That is our challenge.
I mean, also, like, I was trying really hard not to make my top 3 Stone Cold, a Macho Man, and someone who did actually get in my top 3. So
okay, ooh, teaser. Well, John, you are next. So do you wanna let us know what you've gone for?
Okay, so I've actually gone for it's an actual proper song by a proper band. I think it really adds to this wrestler's character. It is, if we just press play.
Yes.
I love this tune.
Yeah, so this was obviously CM Punk. It's his first entrance music. He also had Cult of Personality later on. It's by a metalcore band called Killswitch Engage. I just love the intro to it, where it starts with a guitar, and then the drums come in, and then you got that big rock and roll scream. I just think
another really good run-in song.
Yeah, I just think it adds to his character, and it sort of adds to that aggression. Like, he's a badass.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I absolutely love Cult of Personality. I think that's a really good entrance tune as well.
Yeah, I think they're both good, but I went with this one.
Both solid. Love this one.
Really solid.
Great choice.
That is good.
Okay, Brett, your first choice?
My first one, so I have gone pretty obvious on this, but, you know, let's play it and then you can see who I've gone for.
Okay.
I had to get in there as early as I could.
A really strong choice.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm honest, I think this is the best wrestling entrance music song ever.
Yeah. And a great entrance overall from that man. But, like, you know, like that tempting to just go back over everything and like, you know, go a bit more niche or whatnot. But I was just like, this is such a I don't know. I was just worried that we weren't going to end up with like these great, bangers in there.
This absolutely does belong on the list. It's so good.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm pleased you went for this.
There are only 2 wrestling songs that are on my Spotify bangers playlist, and this is one of them.
I know the other one.
So good.
Right, I'm up next then. My first choice. So I've gone. To be honest with you, before I started actually looking into this, I didn't expect this to feature in my list. But when I actually started listening to them, every time I played this one, it just made me smile. And every time I hear it, even to this day, because it does still feature, it does continue to make me smile. So let's hear it.
This is so good.
You gonna get involved with the chanting?
You suck.
Yeah, so obviously it's Kurt Angle. The song is called Medal. This was actually a recycled song that was previously used by another superstar, which I didn't actually know. But
really?
Yeah, do you know who it was? It was used in 1997.
Oh, no.
Podcast point up for grabs.
Lex Luger.
Oh, good shout.
No, it was The Patriot.
Oh, good lord.
Who?
So exactly. I guess if it was somebody memorable, then they wouldn't have recycled the song. I just think it's just got that incredible sort of American sports hero vibe to it. It's a little bit similar in a way to our podcast theme, that sort of 80s Americana feel.
Yeah. It's also a bit like some of the older ones, like Macho and Mr. Perfect.
Yes.
In its orchestral sort of grandiose aspect.
It seems very Olympic though, which is just perfect.
Yeah,
what it needs
exactly.
to do.
Obviously, the "You Suck" chants are something that's synonymous with this theme. Whether he's heel or face, whether he's being inducted into the Hall of Fame or not, the crowd will start chanting "You Suck." I mean, I did a little bit of research into it and sort of read about how the WWE really didn't like those "You Suck" chants at the start, tried to discourage it.
Yeah, I bet.
And Angle didn't like it either. But then obviously, came round to it and realised that it was just a bit of fun, really.
Yeah.
Do you remember the wrestler who introduced that?
The "You Suck"?
Yeah.
Well, I read that it was on a episode of SmackDown in 2002 that Angle was showing a highlights package of himself. And then immediately played it again, and then the crowd just started chanting "You Suck" along with it.
I have a completely different memory of this. I thought this was introduced by Edge.
What, specifically the "You Suck" bit?
Yeah, literally doing the "You Suck" along to the music.
Okay,
Weird.
well maybe he did it shortly after that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe.
But that could also be true, and I might be wrong. Who knows?
Mystery.
Probably all of our listeners. They probably know.
Everyone but
Yes.
us.
We don't know this whole wrestling thing.
No. Okay, that was a good first round. So we had Stone Cold, CM Punk, Nakamura, and Kurt Angle.
God, there's some strong contenders in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a fatal four-way right there.
It is. John, do you want to go first for the second round?
Yeah.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, so second one is a song that I think really epitomises a character. It's also a track that's used by a couple of people on the roster. Okay, let's play it.
Ooh, nice.
No chance, that's what you got.
It is the Big Boss Man himself, Vince McMahon's entrance music.
Technically not known as the Big Boss.
No,
Man.
obviously.
I was going to say, it's not.
Yeah, that really confused me.
Yeah, it did. That confused me. So I think this, it just works really well because I think even if you don't know wrestling at all and you go to a wrestling show, you hear this music, you know exactly what Vince McMahon's about. You know, like he's gonna do whatever it takes to, win. You've got no chance. It feels really sleazy as well, like really corrupt.
Yeah,
definitely.
I love his swagger to the ring as well. When he's kind of coming out to it.
I just think it suits his character so well. I think it's great.
Yeah, I think it's a strong one. I mean, I did listen to this, and I hadn't heard it for a little while, and I was thinking, oh yeah, he's got a great one, and then I was actually slightly underwhelmed when I did listen to it.
It's just very corporate, though. It's
Yeah,
perfect for what he does.
it works well for him, but again, it's one of those ones where I don't really like the actual song that much. But as a wrestling theme, it does work. It does work.
Yeah.
Okay, Brett, your second choice.
So my second choice is going to be, we'll play it in a second, but someone who's already appeared in the list.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if we play it.
Mate,
yeah, and I thought...
Now we're talking.
I thought John had pipped me earlier.
No.
Oh. Are we going to have a top 5 with 2 CM Punk songs in it?
It's just such a good song, actually. Just as a song on its own, it's just a really good song.
I actually didn't really know. I mean, there was a big period of wrestling that I'd gone missing and wasn't watching it, and so I didn't really know of CM Punk's earlier track. I just thought he had this, and to be honest, for me, it was like, it was so cool that there was a guy who had got the WWE to have rights to, like a band's actual song that, they didn't own as such.
Yes.
Like to be the guy that could do that.
Who's this? What band's this?
Living Colour.
Okay. Yeah, I don't recognise this one at all.
Really?
The song?
Because this was the period when I didn't really watch. I pretty much didn't watch any of CM Punk. I mean, I have since, but when he was actually in the WWE, I wasn't really watching.
I came back at towards the end of CM Punk's reign in WWE, and this is what he had, and I just thought it's so cool.
Yeah, I agree completely.
Great track, obviously. I did feel a bit like it's a bit cheating, having something that's legitimately great music outside of the entrance.
More on that later.
Yeah, not if it works for you.
Oh, there we go.
Well, that lines up nicely with my next choice, my second choice, because I have also gone for something which is an example of a theme that I genuinely like as a song. I even actually paid for this to download it on iTunes long before this top 5 was even announced. So this is the next song. You got it yet?
It's Aleister Black, isn't
I
it?
have no idea.
It's Aleister motherfucking Black.
Oh.
This is the other song that is also in my bangers list.
Yeah, this is awesome. I knew it was going to get picked by you, Adam, so I did.
Good. I'm pleased I'm predictable.
I did avoid it because I knew that was going to happen.
Let it kick in. Picture him coming up from the floor.
Have you ever been tempted to play the backwards part forwards to find out what's said? Because I have no idea what's near the beginning of the song.
I didn't realise that's backwards.
Is there? I thought
Yeah.
there was like a backwards bit. At the
It is
beginning.
backwards. I'm not sure what's said there, but yeah, it is like a little bit where they've spoken backwards.
A little treat for the edit later.
Oh God. Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Hi. This is Apron, the hardest part of the ring robot, here to let you know that the bit at the start of Aleister Black's theme that is read backwards actually sounds like this when played forwards. We have no idea what that is.
Yes, I mean, as a song, it's quite repetitive. There's only 6 lines, I think.
That's all you need.
Yeah,
Most wrestling music is pretty repetitive, though.
yeah, I suppose so.
There's a short bit entrance and then it just loops for ages in case they need it.
But I really love it. I love the tense build up. When he's coming out on stage. Well, he's not coming out. He's lying on some plank thing that is about to make him fully erect.
Wow.
Yeah, I went there. Tense build up, and then obviously it goes into the really hardcore chorus. I know that from following Aleister Black on Instagram, he's a massive metal fan, and he curates his own metal workout playlists, which he shares on Spotify.
Oh, does he?
And I know that he even helped to write some of the lyrics for this. He
I heard
probably
that.
got
He wrote some of
involved.
this.
Yeah.
Wow, what a dude.
Obviously the main sort of chorus is "No man is ever truly good, no man is ever truly evil. I do the things you never could, and we will never be equal. And I just think "We Will Never Be Equal" just sums up his attitude in the ring and outside of the ring. And it just fits perfectly. It's a no-nonsense song for a no-nonsense wrestler.
Yeah. He's a total package at the moment, isn't he? Like from like look, entrance, not just the music, but his entrance in, like his charisma, and then the actual like in-ring ability.
Yeah,
just
he has got it all.
Nailing it all across the board.
By far and away one of my favourites at the moment.
Yeah.
And obviously we had the cool moment where the band Incendiary performed it live before his match with Velveteen Dream at TakeOver
I love
War
a
Games.
live entrance.
Yeah, so that's always a cool thing. So, yeah.
Nice.
Well, that is my second choice.
Cool.
Sam, your second choice?
All right, yeah. So my second choice is probably the most iconic entrance theme of the 80s or early 90s. And is, I'm going to say it, Adam, the most American song on this list. If people want to play it.
Yeah.
Oh dear, I think I already know.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. This is tricky.
Should we just have silence and listen to the whole thing?
Oh, it takes me back to my childhood. This song.
That's Sam's workout.
Yeah,
I would
definitely.
happily work out to this.
Yeah, workout montage.
Camply, like,
It's the,
doing those reps.
I mean, this is the perfect 80s entrance, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Is this laying the groundwork for Hulk to return? Are you starting it?
I mean, I'm getting the ball rolling. Vince is going to take it on.
This is the beginning.
I do not condone anything that he has done in the last 10 years. Let's just throw that out there. But I've got to be honest, I love that entrance theme. I really do. Like when I was a little kid and I used to watch wrestling and I used to hear that, I would get so hyped up because it was just perfect.
Yeah.
And I'm not even a patriotic American.
No. There's nothing better in wrestling than watching Hulk in his pomp walk down to the ring with this music.
Yeah.
Just doing the hands to the ears, going out to the crowd.
Right, yeah. I mean, I think part of it for me is the fact that, like, similar to the Stone Cold ones, I love the reaction of the crowd as well, and the whole thing together just brings me into the whole moment. Like, yeah, just love seeing a good reaction and, Hulk in his prime.
Yeah.
I think he had a great tune, great look.
I'm happy.
So,
I'm pleased we've got that on the list.
Yeah. Your two choices are very wrestling as well at the moment.
Fully aware.
Like there's choices that bleed into other, like general things, but those two are like they're wrestling.
I've set it all up so that my third controversial choice won't hit quite as heavy.
Yeah, I have to be honest, Sam. I thought you were going to come up with some real curveballs. Just from the WhatsApp messages and stuff. I'm like, okay, Sam's gone off. Top's pieced here. He's gone weird.
Yeah.
Just sat there listening to Testing Albert.
Yeah.
Number 3 is going to be wild, isn't it?
This is the part of the top 5 I love, though, is when we start getting into these kind of more niche choices, less niche than Hulk Hogan and Stone Cold.
Yeah, that's true.
I say.
Let's get to our third choices. So just to recap, those second choices were Vince McMahon, CM Punk again, Aleister Black and Hulk Hogan. Brett, do you want to go?
A less conventional fatal four-way.
Yeah. Brett, do you want to go first for the third choice?
Yep.
Okay.
So this time I actually did reach back into the archives for an entrance, and I was just reminding myself of some older ones of people that I used to like back in the day. And this one, I'm sure, I mean, you might get, you might not get who it is.
Okay.
But listen to it and then I'll explain why.
Okay, here it is. Oh, it's familiar.
This is very 80s.
Oh, this is so build.
I've been out 80s.
Here it comes. Oh, it just went even more 80s.
What a tune. I don't remember, like...
Is it about to kick into Frankie Goes to Hollywood?
Yeah, I could do.
I've got no idea who this belongs to, but I like it.
So, this is Jake the Snake Roberts.
What? Oh,
yeah.
Man, we are so bad at this wrestling podcast thing.
This is great.
This is the weirdest song ever. It's like
This is the most out of place song
Atmospheric.
ever.
Wow.
So, I mean, I used to love Jake the Snake Roberts. So I thought, yeah, I loved it. And then I heard this and I was just like, man, this is so like John Carpenter, and also obviously it's so now, you know, all this stuff has come back, and I was just like, this is a tune. And like, you know, the whole playlist, this is definitely going on playlist for me.
Yeah, me too.
I would love to see Kushida run out to this.
Yeah. Oh, that would be ace.
This kind of raises an interesting point, because I was thinking that entrance music is so important for getting the wrestler over and becoming popular. Like, there's no really big wrestlers with bad entrance songs, but there's a lot of good wrestlers with terrible wrestling songs that aren't being elevated. Like Roderick Strong, for example, his entrance music is awful.
Oh yeah, I couldn't tell you what his
Yeah,
music is
exactly.
actually.
So the entrance music plays such an important part of making wrestlers popular, whereas this doesn't fit with Jake at all. I can't see
No.
how.
Not a bit.
No, it's like the video package, like for the Titantron stuff though. With it does look really cool.
I don't want to turn this off.
It's a great song, but it's just weird.
It's really cool.
Yeah,
And it's just really low key as well. Like, you can't imagine a crowd getting up and cheering.
no, well, so like I was like trying to remember it, and I was like, is this really like? And then I found some videos of obviously him walking up to a match, and
Yeah.
yeah, because it is low key. the volume of the crowd was often like up there or over the music.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they were like all like, you know, cheering
bet it
or
was.
whatnot.
Nice.
I used to watch a lot of Jake the Snake as a kid, but I just don't remember. Apparently, I don't remember his music at all.
No, I don't remember that at all either.
I'm glad you brought it into my world, though, Brett. It's a great song.
Yeah, me too.
I thought I have to choose it because people need to, you know, hear awesome music.
They need it in their lives. Do you know
Yeah.
what it's called, Brett? If people wanted to, well, I suppose they just search Jake the Snake.
I
theme.
do. I think it's Snakebite,
Yes.
obviously.
It has so little to do with Snake. This tune.
I know. It's not even a hissing sound.
It was totally like some you know, some of the production guys, some who just wanted to do something that he wanted to do, and he got away with it with Jake the
Yeah.
Snake.
It's something that he'd made at home. He was really chuffed with, and he was
Yeah.
trying to crowbar it in somewhere.
Yeah, they'll never choose this, and no one
No.
ever like picked it up, and he was like, "Yes, I got it through."
Great choice. Well, that's sort of like a little underdog choice, isn't it? I mean, it's going to have to work hard to get into the top 5, but it's going to be one of the biggest takeaways from this episode. Nice. Okay, I'm going to go next then with my third choice. Again, it's sort of one that immediately came to mind, but I didn't think I'd pick because it was kind of a bit obvious. Some people prefer the theme that this wrestler had before this one, but I just love the fact that it's by a proper band and the story behind it and all that kind of stuff. So let's have a listen.
Time to play the game.
Oh. Chills down the spine.
Yeah, it's a great choice. It's a really great
I laugh.
Yeah.
It's all about the game.
So
And how you play it. All about the
obviously, this song is by Motorhead. It was written by the WWE people. Who's the main guy? God, I forgot his name. Who does all the
Jim
music?
Johnston.
Yeah. I got a little bit of information here actually. Triple H was speaking more about the genesis of the track in an interview with MTV in 2011. And he said, years ago I was making a transition to becoming this bad guy and they wanted me to change my music. We had our music guy, Jim Johnston. There we go, Adam. Should have just read ahead. Working on it, and it wasn't the sound I wanted. I kept saying, I want it more raw, more gritty. And I kept saying, think Motorhead, think Motorhead. So finally, Jim was like, why don't we just get Motorhead to do it? Apparently they were into it, and they did the song for me, and they came to one of the shows, and Lemmy and I just hit it off. And they even played me
Nice.
to the ring a few times. So
Yeah, I mean, it feels like every WrestleMania, actually.
yeah, so cool. And I watched a couple of videos of them performing it live during his entrances. And I mean, how good is that?
Yeah.
It's
I never knew
super
it wasn't a Motorhead song to begin with. I always thought
No.
it was.
Yeah, me neither.
I didn't know either.
Good fact.
I thought they'd come up with it. I didn't necessarily think it was already their song, but I did think they'd done it for this purpose. I didn't realise
No,
someone
apparently
else
not.
had written it.
there's a lovely little synergy with like Triple H's 3 songs of My Time, Time to Play the Game, and then King of Kings, of the fact that My Time is a little bit like kind of counterculture, complaining, playing the game with the corporate, marrying Stephanie McMahon when she's all drugged up, and then King of Kings, he's now running WWE. So,
yeah,
well done, Triple
I love
H.
the fact you maintain kayfabe there, Sam. Excellent. They're the years of marriage and children are all based on a lie.
Hey man, it's still real to me.
Yeah, John, please don't ruin it. Don't ruin it for Sam.
Got to protect the business.
Who knows? But yeah, I kind of just thought this had to be in the conversation.
No, this is one of my backups. Definitely, it's a great song.
Yeah.
Solid.
Good stuff. Okay, so Sam, your third choice.
All right. So I would have been remiss had I not included this song.
Okay.
It is defining of the year around about 2000 or around that time for me. A lot of people would say it's not his best entrance music or his best gimmick, but hey, we're going to go with it anyway. So
Great expectation setting there, Sam.
Yeah, can't wait.
yeah.
Really hyping it.
Here we go.
Give that about 10 seconds or so to kick in.
Footsteps.
Dead man walking.
Okay.
Oh, American Badass Undertaker. Nice.
Now, I realise how controversial and how this is going to go down with a lot of people here.
No Limp Bizkit could ever be controversial. This has got a special place in all of our hearts.
Yeah.
It has.
I forgot this even existed for the Taker, I have to say.
Well, we might be seeing this in
Yeah.
a couple of months if they bring him back and Dead Man's already dead.
Oh, that would be so good if they brought him back as the
American
American
Badass.
Badass.
Yeah, man. His hat and jacket's still in the ring, so he needs a new outfit.
100%. When he came out to this gimmick, I loved it. I know a lot of people aren't a big fan of Biker Taker. I really was. I really enjoyed it at the time. I thought this was like the coolest thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Just a massive fan at the time. And you know what? Occasionally it still comes on the playlist and I'll still be like, yeah, I'm not going to skip that. I'm going to enjoy it.
This is interesting because I was wondering if the original Undertaker theme would come up.
Yeah.
But then it's one of those ones where you listen to and it's like, well, it's just a bit slow. And it's sort of similar to Bray Wyatt's, which I think is another really good theme. And who knows, maybe one of you guys may have picked it. But it's just a bit too slow.
Yeah.
It kind of doesn't have the impact as some of the others.
I don't know. I think I think that pays extra to those characters though. Like that was sort of on a long list, the Undertaker for me, and Bray Wyatt, because I just think when we're talking about characters, that builds their character so much.
Yeah,
in that aspect,
it definitely works for the wrestlers, but
Yeah.
it was sort of when picking my favourites, it was sort of hard to include those slower ones.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Plus, think of like what happens to the arenas when those two, kick in and happen. Like you get a hush, don't you? Like everyone's suddenly like,
I mean,
everyone's like, quick, I need to turn on my torch.
yes.
there is a part of me that thinks the slower ones, they just don't quite do it for a run-in. I mean, do you remember how disappointed everyone was with Randy Orton's entrance music in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah. I don't think that's the music's fault though.
I actually quite like Randy Orton's music.
No, it's one of those songs. It's always stuck in the back of my head somewhere.
I like it. It's just not very good for a run-in. His old one was really good, I thought, for a run-in.
Well, The Rock's music's
quite a cool
quite
intro.
slow and ploddy, but it really works for him.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true actually. Okay, well, an interesting and controversial choice, but good to have Taker in the conversation anyway. John, I can't believe we haven't had any duplicates.
No,
That's amazing.
there's actually a lot of good entrance music out there.
Yeah.
This
really
wasn't
is.
one of those difficult ones. Like there is so much to choose from.
Yeah, shows we've got a good diverse taste as well. So.
Wait to listen to John's third one, which is also Limp Bizkit.
No, it's not. It's not actually technically WWE either. Although it's WCW, and it's it's very much the.
It can't go in the top 5 then.
Cross it off.
I can't believe this.
I mean,
no,
to be fair,
go for it, John.
it's fair. It's not. I like it because it's quite shit. But anyway, let's play it.
Is the MP3 corrupted?
Oh, there we go.
So this is NWO's entrance music. It kind of fits into that classic wrestling trope where you start with some weird noise, distortion, like the window crashing, and then you sort of hit in with the sort of actual main body of the music.
Yeah.
It's got that really cool 80s synth, the bow, 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 bow. And then it's got that awesome line, that bit of the guitar from Jimi Hendrix that they've just blatantly nicked.
I actually think I prefer you doing the synth than the actual song.
I mean, musically, this track is all over the place. There's a weird, like, slow down funk bit in it. It's an absolute mess, much like most of WCW.
Yeah.
But I really like it. It just stuck in my head, this song.
The Bullet Club wouldn't have their entrance music without this one existing.
Yeah.
I'm controversially. I mean,
you love it, don't you?
We've all got two backups. Do we think John should bring out backup number 1 because that isn't WWE music?
Oh,
No, they had the NWO music in WWE.
Yeah, they were in. It's fine.
But okay, we'll keep it.
It's a great track.
Are you just really upset with how shit it is?
Will it get in the top 5? No. Right. Okay.
I'm getting screwed over here. This is the entrance music screw job right here.
That's all right. That's your hiding right.
I am really surprised we didn't get any duplicates, but that's good. That is good. Okay. Well, obviously we'll go back through in a minute and look at narrowing it down to our top 5. But first, I thought we could look at some listeners' choices after this.
Ribcage first across the apron.
Okay, so we put out on Twitter a request for any of our followers to get in touch with some of their favourites. So we got a few submissions. Will Superkick got in touch to say Edge's Alter Bridge theme, Metalingus.
Yes.
It's just banging as a theme and as an actual track on the album, and it's fun to sing too.
That was so close to making my top 3. So close.
Yeah,
it's
you
one
love
of my
Edge, don't you?
alternatives. I'm a big fan of Edge. I'm an Edgehead.
You are. Old Mr. Beerface said, I can't say it's my absolute favourite, but Razor Ramones was so good because it fitted his bad boy character perfectly.
Yeah, I'm a big fan
like most of Jim Johnston's themes.
Big fan of Razor, big fan of that song.
Yeah.
Much prefer his NWO theme though, don't you?
He said the tyre screech effect. He said the tyre screech effect and general foreboding makes it more memorable. Also, old Miss Beerface said that he just wanted to point out some current terrible themes, such as the Bludgeon Brothers, Benjamin and Gable, Apollo Crews, and Jason Jordan. They're all total junk. But props, Brett, this is controversial. He says, props to Baron Corbin's new one, though. Hate the guy, but decent theme game.
Oh, that's the opposite of Brett, who loves the guy but hates the theme.
Yeah.
It's the only thing holding him back.
I mean, obviously, we know that you hate Baron Corbin, Brett, but what do you think of his music?
To be honest, my hatred of Baron Corbin clouds my memory of what his music even is.
We had it in the quiz. Don't you remember? It's the one that starts off with like the monks.
Yeah, I didn't get it then either, did I?
I think that's how it goes.
They're pretty good at doing those sort of metal entrance music, I think, WWE. Like Kevin Owens is very similar, very good. Seth Rollins is obviously amazing as well.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins one I absolutely
Yeah,
love.
that's on my backup list. I love that song.
Yeah.
That was also on my backup list.
Nice. Odd Job 88 got in touch to say, gotta be Broken Dreams for Drew McIntyre on his first run as the Chosen One, especially the Reckless Intent version. If not, Rude and No Way Jose are current favourites, but all time would be The Rock and The Miz.
Miz?
The Miz?
Interesting.
Yeah.
I do quite like The Miz.
Yeah.
I Came to Play one.
Yeah, with the awesome at the start. I like it. It's a pretty cool song.
Yeah. I like the Miz. The song matches him. It matches the whole thing.
It does. And then finally, Hilnick Payne said, I had Sexy Boy as my ringtone for far too long.
That's brave.
He also says he's a big Motorhead fan, so any Trips music is good, but nothing beats the glass smash for an opening to a theme.
Thank you, heel Nick Payne.
Did you notice on Raw with Matt Hardy's new theme, he's kind of got a little glass smash at the start.
God, that's trying to play with the big boys, isn't it, Matt?
Yeah.
Get back in your box.
For his new woken Matt Hardy character. And then Heel Nick Payne finished off with saying, "Oh, and I still know every word to Real American and American Dream, Dusty Roads."
Heel Nick Payne gets it.
Yeah,
he does.
He's on Sam's level.
He is.
Amazing.
What that's saying exactly, I don't know.
That's a compliment, Nick. Take that as a compliment.
Yeah.
Let's listen to some Limp Bizkit.
It's a dig from Brett, and it's a compliment from Sam. Should we do our honourable mentions? People who made our long lists but didn't quite make it through, that kind of thing?
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah?
Yep.
Sam?
So, first on my long list has the lines in it. So many asses, so little time. A little tight one will stop me on a dime. I'm a lover of every kind. The best surprises always stick out from behind. I'm an ass
You're
man.
an ass man. Very good.
Solid.
Solid.
Knew that, Sam.
It is a classic, that one.
And you guys thought I hated poetry.
Anyone else?
I've got Kane. I really love his entrance music.
Oh.
Yeah, good.
Sasha Banks is really good as well, I think.
Yeah. I actually have
Yes.
Sasha Banks.
I actually did have Autumn and Voices in my long list.
Really? Interesting.
Always sing along to that one.
Yeah.
I can't believe none of us actually chose Glorious, Bobby Roode.
Not a fan.
I think
Not a
we've kind
fan.
of we've got bored with it, have we?
Ah,
It felt a little flash in the pan.
I'm still enjoying it. I'm the only one.
Yeah.
I think it peaked at, when he was in NXT and they had DIY doing the little videos
Yeah.
of them
Yeah.
sneaking
Oh yeah,
up
that
on
was
him.
good.
Yeah, but it's kind of since the call up, it's kind of all he's got, and it makes me not like it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Dolph Ziggler was right.
Yeah.
I also had the Wyatt Family and Jericho with breaking the walls down. Those are WWE long list. Are we going outside of WWE?
Well, Adam, what was your long list
Yeah,
before we go
hold
outside?
your horses, Brett. Hold your horses. I had "Here Comes the Money," Shane McMahon, because I just think again it works perfectly for him. And when he came back a few years ago, when Vince and Steph were in the ring, and then his music hit, that was a great moment.
And everyone was so excited for Shane McMahon to be back, and then he was on SmackDown every single week. In every pay-per-view main event. Thanks, Shane.
Yeah, I like the music. I like the music. I think, we haven't really mentioned men. Did we have any sort of rap, sort of hip hop choices? We didn't, did we?
No.
I've got Somebody's Gonna Get It from Mark Henry on my list.
Yeah, so that's. I'm just surprised we didn't get any in the top 12. Obviously,
Not even John Cena rapping to his own one.
Actually, John Cena's one is great, though.
Yeah, I love the beginning to that.
Yeah.
I have to say.
I loved his Basic Thugonomics one.
Oof.
I love.
times.
We've spoken about this before, but Jinder's entrance music.
Yeah.
I went
Yeah,
back and
it's
listened to that.
actually pretty
and that is a
solid.
tune.
Yeah.
That is a really good song, and that's sort of got like a hip hop feel, obviously with the Indian twang. Quintessential number one best hip hop song of all time also made my my long list, which is "What's Up, Our Truth."
Jesus, guys, come on.
And then
You're just listing all the tunes now, aren't you?
Yeah, no, I had
Going
two
down
more.
the list.
I had a long
We're down
list.
to the bottom of 12.
I had a long list. I had two more. I had "Break It Down" by DX and "Amazing" by Naomi.
When I was
Well, not by
researching
Naomi.
music and listening to loads of them, one of them I listened to was DX, and then on that same album I found a Christmas version of it.
Ooh, send that around. I need to hear that.
Oh
Yeah.
dear, why?
Waiting for that for next Christmas.
Nice.
I have to agree with Nick Payne as well. I think Shawn Michaels' one is an absolute banger.
Yeah,
Oh, I never liked
it
that.
is. It's ridiculous.
I don't know about having that as a ringtone.
Yeah, having it ringtone's a bit risky.
That's a
Brave.
dangerous game at work.
No one had the bagpipes of Piper on their long list then.
No, funny. What do we have outside of WWE?
Shall we just do one each? I think maybe from outside.
Yeah,
Oh,
Yeah.
just one.
Just one.
Go on then.
go on, Brett.
All right, I'm gonna go Grado, Like a Prayer.
Solid.
Yeah,
Cross that one
I
off.
loved Grado purely for his entrance. It was amazing.
Oh no. Oh no. You didn't choose who I thought you were going to choose.
Well, I thought you were going to choose that, so
Trying to nick each other's. I'm going to go next because but I had 3 for outside WWE. They're all ones that are featured in Progress and various other indies as well, and they're all songs that already exist, so now don't feature on Progress because they don't have the rights. But I've gone for one that gets probably one of the biggest pops I've seen, and it's Rampage Brown, that Hatebreed track that he has.
Oh, he uses a Hatebreed track.
Yeah, it is so intense.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he's sort of come back on the last 2 chapters, but they don't have the rights to that anymore, so they can't play it. So they just dub over some other metal music, which is awful. I mean, the music's okay, but it's just you're just like, just let me listen, because the crowd are all going crazy.
yeah.
And you can't hear it. But yeah, that'd be my choice.
Good choice.
John?
I'm going to go with Jack Sexsmith and Divinals. I Touch Myself.
Nice.
Yes,
Okay.
that is good. Much better than his Progress music.
Yeah.
What do they use in Progress? Just the generic.
They have like a lot of just metal, generic.
Yeah,
metal.
well, for him, they have an original song that they've come up with, which sort of sounds a little bit like that one. Okay, Sam?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with Minoru Suzuki's Kaze ni Nare.
Yes,
It's just a tune.
An absolute tune, yeah.
Absolute tune.
Kaze ni nare. I love singing that every time.
Perfect. Did you just press play, Sam? I thought I heard a bit of the actual song there.
Jushin Thunder Ligers as well was amazing. So
Yeah.
Putting in 2.
Nice.
Putting in 2.
I couldn't help it. I couldn't help
I
it.
get
So cheeky.
bloody pelters for picking NWO, one of the biggest factions in wrestling history. And then Sam's allowed to go in 2 for non-WWE songs. Outrageous.
Going to get a disciplinary, Sam.
Worth it. Thank you, Jushin.
Let's pick our final top 5 then after this.
Oh, man, shoulder first on the apron.
Right then, time to pick the final top 5. I think this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, so our final list is, the final 12 is Stone Cold, CM Punk, with the Kill Switch Engage version, Nakamura, Kurt Angle, Vince McMahon, CM Punk, Live in Colour version, Aleister Black, Hulk Hogan, Jake the Snake Roberts, Triple H, Undertaker, and NWO. So, any that we just want to get rid of straight away?
I'm happy for NWO to go. It's a mess, that song, but it's great.
Yeah, I think we're all agreed.
All
Apart
right.
from that, it's great. But...
No, Adam. Only you agreed there, Adam.
Yeah, I reckon NWO maybe has to go.
I'm never a fan of NWO, so I'm happy to lose the tune.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, mate. New World Order.
Yeah, I just didn't get it.
I'd probably nominate Undertaker American Badass theme to go.
I mean, Biscuit.
Too early.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Too early to get rid.
Yeah. I mean, what about Jake the Snake? I mean, we all love that track, but I don't know.
It's not going to go in the top 5.
I'll concede it's not iconic enough to be top 5, but
Yeah.
I reckon
But
it's
what a tune.
the best tune in there.
Yeah, it's really good.
The best non-wrestling tune of our top 5. Yeah.
Yeah.
How about we just call it Jake the Snake Presents Top 5 Wrestling
Yes.
Music?
Yeah. He gets a special separate award. And so do you, Brett, for introducing it to us. Okay, that's gone.
I think we need to get rid of one of the CM Punk songs.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Yeah.
I'd go for the Live in Colour one because I didn't know it. But that's just because I didn't watch, so that's maybe not fair.
I would keep the Living Colour one.
Oh, this is going to be tough.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're divided.
let's come back to CM Punk.
Civil War.
Yeah. CM Punk has to come back. I think that's 50-50.
Vince McMahon.
Yeah, I'd happily lose that. It's not a great song.
I get its inclusion.
Sorry,
totally,
John.
but
I've lost 2 of yours now. Yeah, Vince is gone. Get out of here, Vince.
All right. Let's circle back to Undertaker and Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
I love Limp Bizkit. I'm unashamedly a fan of Limp Bizkit, and he's far better than he has any right to be.
Yeah, having worked with Sam and seen his reaction when Limp Bizkit came on the Office Spotify, I can confirm that he loves Limp Bizkit.
Yeah.
We had Limp Bizkit Fridays.
Yeah, Limp Bizkit Fridays. Which used to last about half an hour, and then we got, oh, well, we don't know any of these songs anymore.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I think we ditch it though, don't you? It's not one of the top 5 when you're looking at everyone else on that list.
A lot of people would argue it's not even Undertaker's best entrance song.
Yeah,
exactly.
okay.
It's gone.
Thank you, Fred.
Can we start talking about songs which have to be in the top 5?
Yeah.
I think Nakamura has to be in there.
I think so too.
Yeah, I am
Get in.
concurring with
Easy
that
pick.
one.
I think the Hulkster has to be in there.
Wow.
I know.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I agree on that.
I mean,
I kind of agree with that, but let's say so, and if we end up with 6, then we can debate it. So yeah.
Trips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. I'll concede that one.
We need to make a decision on this CM Punk thing now, I'd say. So can we just vote? Should we vote for each one? I'd vote for Killswitch Engage.
Yeah, so would I.
So would John. And you two live in colour? Oh, shit.
Brett, do you want to kill your baby, or am I going to have to kill it for you?
Oh, you kill it, Sam. Don't let me kill it.
Killswitch Engage.
Okay, good stuff. So at least we know we're losing the living colour one. Okay.
So we've got Stone Cold, Angle, and Aleister Black left, with one spot left in the top 5.
I want to make a call for Stone Cold being in the top 5.
I'm going to make a call for losing Kurt Angle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Of those ones, I will
concede Kurt Angle, but I'm going to be fighting hard for Aleister Black if that's the case. Okay, let's lose Kurt Angle. Now, right. I mean, John, it sounded like you're assuming that other CM Punk song is definitely in the top 5.
That's a good point. I was.
So we've got 2 spaces left for 3 songs here.
Yeah.
Cool.
I want to put forward the argument Stone Cold in the top 5 as the most iconic opening to any entrance music ever.
Sam's got a very good point there, actually. Yeah. My favourite thing in wrestling is watching like old Raws or pay-per-views and hearing that music hit and just the pop of the crowd.
I mean, are you guys like
incredible.
me? If you drop a glass, do you instantly think of Stone Cold?
Stone Cold's in my book. I'm voting Stone Cold.
Yeah, I think you're right. It is just so iconic.
And I'm actually voting Aleister Black above CM Punk.
Wow.
I could easily get on board with that, if I'm honest.
It's such a tune. It's such an entrance. He's such a good wrestler, and I'm such a legend for choosing it.
All right, Adam. Put your pants.
All right, so we have 5. CM Punk goes. Now, how do we order these?
Okay, so let's just round this up. So our top 5 unordered is Stone Cold Steve Austin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Aleister Black, Hulk Hogan, and Triple H.
Yeah, so now I'm gonna chime in first with my pick in there. We were all totally on board with him being a chosen top 5, so that's got to be number 1.
Nakamura.
Yeah.
I don't feel the same
I
way.
think
nor do I.
I think Nakamura is number 1 for me.
No.
I don't. So does that mean it's number 2?
Well,
how does that work?
Yeah.
50-50, number 2.
I think it's good. I don't think it's the best entrance music ever in a list with Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, and Triple H.
Yeah,
but like,
I believe it should be one of those ones.
The whole crowd like singing along to the violin every time it plays.
I mean, you can't hear the crowd sing along to Stone Cold because they're all screaming because Stone Cold has just run out and dropped someone with a can of beer.
But that's because of Stone Cold, not the music.
Yeah. I'm on board with Stone Cold being top 5, but a broken glass is not enough to be number 1 in the list, if you ask me.
Yeah, because I think obviously he's one of the biggest wrestlers of all time, but that music on its own, just listen to it on its own.
Okay, so
yeah, it wouldn't have got top 5 without the glass.
All right, number 1 for me is Triple H on this list.
I have to agree. I'd have 1 Triple H, 2 Nakamura because of what we talked about.
Can we really keep Triple H at top? I mean, like, the guy's got everything else. Let someone else have something.
And he's got the best entrance music.
It's Motorhead, for God's sake.
Yeah.
He wanted Motorhead and he got Motorhead.
Okay. Can we maybe agree on number 5 then? Aleister Black or Hulk Hogan?
Okay, one's got a lot of
I think
promise,
Hogan.
and one's racist.
Hogan at
Hulk
number
Hogan at
5.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah,
we have
okay,
agreed.
cool.
So,
Hogan, you're number 5.
so does that mean Aleister Black at number 4?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, we're getting there. We're getting there. Yeah, this is going to be tough.
I think
And
Stone
what
Cold
you've got to bear in
3,
mind is that
Nakamura 2, yeah, Triple H 1, maybe.
I can get on board with that.
I would agree with that also. Brett?
I will concede that.
So, what? We agreed? Sounds like we're agreed.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, we're
So
accepting.
So our top
Nakamura
5
has
is...
done very well. Like, if you imagine he's still got years of kind of wrestling ahead of him.
Yeah, see,
You know,
that tune is
easily
going
go up the
to
list.
make its way to the top eventually.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it depends what they do with him.
Oh, yeah.
If he's on 205 Live next week, then probably not.
No, you watch it come the Rumble. The start
So-
of Nakamura's rise.
Let's just finalise this then. Our final top 5 for the hardest part of the ring, wrestlers' entrance music. At number 5, Hulk Hogan. At number 4, Aleister Black. At number 3, Stone Cold Steve Austin. At number 2, Shinsuke Nakamura. And at number 1, Triple
It's time to
H.
play the game.
Strong list.
Just
Strong
want to
list.
point out that 2 of those were my selections. 2 of those were Sam's. 1 of those were Brett's. And John.
John was just pretending to know about music.
I think if you remember rightly, when we had our guilty pleasures, didn't John get 3 in the top?
I
Oh
don't
no,
know.
John
or in the ring attire.
John has topped both lists.
This is the
with-
first list I've not topped.
This
Oh,
is your
John.
first
This
defeat.
is like Taker.
No hat
Yeah,
trick.
Adam, you are
Yeah.
Roman Reigns right now, and an old man with a bad hip, staggering up the ramp home.
What a massive fall from grace for John.
John has left his hat and his coat in the middle of the podcasting room.
Okay, there we go then. That was a lot of fun, and I'm pleased. I think that's a good list.
That's a solid list. I'm pleased with that.
Yeah, it is. There we go then.
Boom! Tyler Breeze, face first. That's a ring apron rhinoplasty.
So that's our top 5 done with. We will definitely be back with another top 5 at some point over the next few weeks or months. Hopefully weeks. Should we give away some artwork?
Do it.
Do it.
Do it.
We did a little competition on the last podcast. We gave the opportunity for people to win the Naito artwork that Brett drew for the last Wrestle Kingdom review podcast. We had a number of retweets, and I've stuck all of the entrants into the random thing picker, which is the title
Random
of
thing picker.
yeah, it's the title of the thing that I use online to pick the random winner. So we got a number of names in there, and I'm gonna click now.
I can't believe, like, before the Royal Rumble, you don't have a ball scrambler in place.
I will. I'll get one soon. Okay, our winner is Lola_Bradbury. Lola Bradbury.
Hey.
Well done, Lola.
Winner.
Congratulations.
Winner.
Lola, this is great news for Brett because Lola is in Pittsburgh. Is that the second American winner in a row?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
Lola.
Killing us, guys. Killing
Lola,
us.
hopefully you'll receive that in time for Christmas.
I don't even know if the last one arrived.
I think it did. I think
Yeah?
you told me it did. I don't know if I told you, but yeah,
No,
it did.
that's good. That's good to know.
Lola, if you could get in touch with us, DM us your address. Brett will get that in the post at some point. I think he's going to be sending you the original artwork as well as a couple of badges and a sticker and things like that.
Yeah, and stuff.
yeah.
Wrestling stuff.
Brett always chucks in some extras, so you can look forward to that. Congratulations. I'm sure we'll do another giveaway at some point soon. In terms of the next podcast, we're going to be back in 2 weeks for the Royal Rumble. As it's one of the big 4, we're going to be getting together this time at my house. We'll watch the Royal Rumble in the morning, and then we will record our podcast straight after.
I'm so excited about the Rumble.
Yeah, I
I
am.
love the Rumble.
Don't let it fool
That's-
you, John. Do not let it fool you.
That's the
You know
same
what happens.
every year, isn't it?
Oh, I
In the
enjoyed it
build
last
up,
year.
you're like
It's good.
totally psych, and then during it, you're like,
Number 30,
"Oh."
Roman Reigns.
It's also that time of year where all the wrestlers are starting to practice how to point at big signs in the air. Just working on those bicep curls.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see Braun Strowman just tip one over.
Oh, Braun. Oh, my God. We could do a whole podcast. Well, I could do a whole podcast. In fact, I might do a whole podcast next week when we've got a gap of just me.
That could be a solo show.
Talking about Braun, yeah.
Top 5 things Braun has tripped over.
No.
That would be a good list,
he's done. Did you guys see the cake moment last night?
No, I haven't. I was going to watch for tomorrow.
He was causing absolute chaos backstage, and then there was a bit where he went into the catering area, and then there was a guy, like a member of staff there, holding a massive cake. And it looked as if, obviously, he was just going to smash the cake into his face or something. And the guy looked really worried. And instead, he just grabbed a massive bit of cake and just had a big mouthful and then stomped off holding the cake. It was really funny. And I love Braun Strowman, as we well know.
Just quickly.
That's it.
Yes. Who do you reckon's going to win that match? Fatal 3-way?
Probably Brock.
I'm going Braun. I reckon Braun's going to do it.
Who else is in it?
Kane.
Brock, Braun and Kane.
Oh, it's not going to be Kane, is it? I'll go Brock.
Is anyone hoping for a Kane victory and then a WrestleMania Kane versus Undertaker?
Oh,
yes.
My word.
I mean,
if it was 15 years ago.
Do we need a time machine for that to work?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone would be leaving that match in a casket, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
Legitimately.
Seriously, if Undertaker comes back, it is going to be the most awkward. It's like when someone storms off and then realises they've left like their bag in the room, so they have to come back in and grab it. And,
the last match was just so bad.
It really was.
Like, it's just going to be worse. It's not going to save the last match.
It might be one of the worst actual wrestling matches, just wrestling matches I've ever watched.
So, our overall thing here is Undertaker, please don't wrestle again, and Paige, please wrestle again.
Yeah, please.
Okay, then that is it. Thank you very much for listening to this latest Top 5. If you enjoyed it, please do leave us a review on iTunes. We would really appreciate it. Obviously, to get in touch with us, as Sam said earlier, you can email us at hardestpartofthering@gmail.com, or on Instagram, Facebook and Twitter, you can get in touch using the username at hardestpartpod. Until next time, it is goodbye from me, goodbye from Sam.
Really well done on that, mate. That's good.
Yeah, mate, that's how you do it. Goodbye from John.
Goodbye.
And goodbye from Brett.
Toodle pip.
That was the hardest part of the ring.
That is the hardest part of that ring.